Here are 3 easy things that you can do this season to grow stronger veggies. Hey growers, come join me on this cozy rainy day as we start some seeds, do a little uppotting, and separate a few seedlings. There's nothing like gardening inside when it's wet and drizzly outside. It just hits different. So first things first, let's get your seedling trays filled up with soil. I usually just dump the soil right on top and push it into all the little cells. Then I gently press it down with my fingers and backfill the top. You don't want to pack it too tight, just firm enough to give those seeds enough contact with the soil. Now for the fun part, choosing your seeds. Before you get carried away, and trust me, I've been there, here are a few things to keep in mind. First, what do you and your family actually like to eat? Don't grow a ton of turnips if no one in the house touches them. Number 2, how much space do you have in your garden? Some plants, like squash or tomatoes, can really spread out. A little research goes a long way here. And number 3, what season are you planting for? Some veggies love the cooler weather, but others need heat. Check those seed packets for timing tips. They're actually super helpful. Once you've made your choices, go ahead and label your trays. I've forgotten a time or two, and while mystery veggies can be fun, sometimes you really do want to know what's what. Now we'll make a little hole in each cell and drop in 2 to 3 seeds. That just gives us a much better chance of something actually sprouting. If they all come up, that's no problem. The more the merrier. I'll show you in a bit how to separate them. As a general rule, you'll want to plant seeds about twice as deep as they are big. So big zucchini seeds go down about 1/2 inch, but tiny celery seeds, they just sit right on top and you barely cover them. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? These tiny little seeds hold everything they need to become full-grown plants and produce a ton of fruit. All we have to do is give them the right environment and a little love, and God takes it from there. So right here, I realized I only had 3 zucchini seeds left. Oops. I just shifted my label and planted some celery in the extra cells. No biggie, flexibility is a gardener's best tool. And that's honestly one of my favorite things about gardening. You never really have full control. Things, more often than not, don't go exactly as planned in the garden. And I think that's part of what makes it fun. You learn to adjust, to pivot, and sometimes be a little flexible. Once your seeds are planted, it's all about keeping that soil moist. You don't want them drying out while they're trying to germinate. I like to use a little spray bottle to mist them once or twice a day, usually just once. If you've got a humidity dome, now's the time to pop it on. It'll help trap warmth and moisture so those seeds feel like they're in a spa. Lucky them. And if you're starting them indoors, give them some grow lights or a sunny window. Warmth and light equals happy seeds. As soon as those sprouts pop up, switch to bottom watering. Pour a little water in the bottom of the tray and let it soak up. It encourages stronger root growth and helps your leaves from getting soggy. Alright, now let's talk about uppotting, which is basically just moving your seedlings into a bigger home once they've outgrown their tiny cells. You know, it's time when they start looking a little cramped. First, fill your new pots about 3/4 full with soil and use something like a spoon to gently lift your seedlings out. Then you can carefully pull them apart if you've got multiple seedlings in one cell. Don't worry if you accidentally break a root or two. Plants are resilient, and it's okay if it's not perfect. I always say as long as they have some roots and are still green, they still have a chance. I like to bury them up to their leaves when I replant. It gives them some more support and helps them establish a good root system. Now, a lot of people will tell you to wait until the plants have their true leaves to uppot. But I tend to trust my gut here. If they look ready, I just go for it. Really, I just get impatient. I want them to go outside as soon as possible so they can start learning how to handle the wind and the rain and the wild stuff nature throws their way. There's just no substitute for real weather. God knew exactly what he was doing when he set up the whole outdoor ecosystem. Here's a close-up at how I separate seedlings. Just gently pull them apart until the roots are free. You might have to loosen the soil a little bit, but usually they do come apart pretty easily. Some plants, though, do not like having their roots disturbed, like carrots or beans, so I usually direct sow those straight into the garden when it's warm enough. If you're unsure which plants to direct sow, check the seed packet. It'll usually tell you if a plant doesn't like to be transplanted. And hey, even if you mess up, that's part of the learning. You see, every seed is different. Some like their space, some don't mind company, and some just want to be left alone until they're ready. Honestly, kinda like some people. I mean me, I am people. And again, label everything. If you think you'll remember later, trust me, you won't. Veggies have fun surprises until you end up with 5 jalapeno plants and no bell peppers. After uppotting, I usually bring the little babies outside and water them in. But since it's raining today, I'll just let God handle that part. Just to show you though, here's an example from a few days later. I like to give them a deep watering with the hose so that the roots can get all they need. Alright y'all, that's our rainy day seed starting garden session. Whether you're planting your very first seeds or you've been gardening for years, every time you show up, you're growing something good. Good for you, good for the earth, and good for your soul. Thanks for spending time with me today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you're starting seeds too. I'd love to hear what you're growing this year. Come back next time and don't forget to just grow it.